Yes, everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to a new video on the Biased Man City Fan YouTube channel. In today's video, we're discussing the signing, the announcement, everything that you need to know about City's latest signing, Rayan Cherki. What a signing. Welcome to Manchester City. This signing right here is one to really get excited about. I know I've said that about the rest of the signings, but I really mean it. Rayan Cherki is one of the most exciting talents, one of the most exciting prospects in world football. He's been on the scene now for a good few years. Everyone knows about him. Everyone knows how special of a player he is. There's been a lot of the best teams in the world that have been trying to get their hands on him. PSG, Liverpool, Dortmund, but he's coming to City. But what else is it that you need to know about Rayan Cherki? Well, like I just said, he is already a brilliant player, just 21 years old, can play on the left-hand side, can play on the right-hand side, can play down the middle, naturally gifted, so skillful. He's already one of the best dribblers in the world. Last season alone, in all competitions, scored 20 goals, got 12 assists, scored home and away against Manchester United, which means my respect for him already is right up there. The ceiling on this kid is up there with one of the best in the world. We have got a real gem on our hands. And when you get a gem like Rayan Cherki, a player with a ceiling that Rayan Cherki's got, and you decide to put him under the best coach in the world in Pep Guardiola, I can't wait to see how this one unfolds. Honestly, don't let anyone fool you about the idea that Pep might hinder Rayan Cherki's game, might take some of the magic out of Cherki's game. It's stupid. It's a false myth. It's ridiculous. You think of some of the players that we've had technically gifted under Guardiola. We've had Riyad Mahrez. See what he did with Mahrez. We've had David Silva. We've got Phil Foden. Pep hasn't hindered them in any kind of way. He's excelled the game, and I think he'll do exactly that with Rayan Cherki. The ability he's already got. He's going to now work with Savinho, Jeremy Doku, I was going to say Kevin De Bruyne, and I wish, Erling Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. The list could go on. He's got some of the best players around him, some of the most technically gifted players that are similar to his game. You think of the dribblers that we've got in Savinho and Doku, players that like to take the man on. Cherki does that as well. Doku and Savinho are the same. I think we're finding a real transition here in Pep Guardiola's game. It's changing a lot in the wingers that we've got now. Adding Cherki to this kit that he's already got. Oh, wow. Now, we do quickly want to talk about the structure of the deal that City have agreed in place with Lyon for Rayan Cherki, because it's something a little bit different, something that we don't normally see in football nowadays. First of all, let's discuss the price tag. £35 million for a player of Cherki's age, Cherki's ability, Cherki's potential is an absolute steal. You might be thinking, how on earth have City got that? Which I can explain. As much as we've done very well to get that deal, it's a brilliant value for money. We've done brilliantly. But there are reasons behind the price being as low as it is. Now, the first reason being Cherki wanted out. He wanted to leave Lyon. He made it clear. He told the board, he told the fans, he announced that he'd be leaving Lyon this summer. And originally anyway, he only had a year left on his contract, so the price would have been lower anyway. Second reason, Lyon are having financial struggles at the minute. There's a bit of problems going on. I'm not too sure the depth of the issues going on with them in Ligue 1, but I know there are difficulties going on. So they had to raise money. They've had to raise money and sell players and let players go. So Cherki, of course, being one of the most valuable players, City with Lyon needing money, we were always going to get, once again, a discount on that deal. So yeah, 35 million, brilliant. But also the structure of the deal is a little bit bizarre. It's a little bit different to what City would normally do, what I have seen us do anyway. So it's been reported from French journalists that apparently Lyon have a sell-on clause in Cherki's contract. So it's something that we don't normally see when City buy players. There's not normally a sell-on clause there. I mean, when we sell, there's normally always a selling clause, but when you bring in players into the club, you don't often see that from City. So yeah, apparently it's about 15% of any profit that City make on Cherki, Lyon will get. So that's an extra something, you know, for the future, should City end up selling Cherki. Not only that, and now this is something that you really don't often see. It's been reported that Manchester City have agreed to let a player go out on loan to Lyon for the 25-26 season as part of the deal, which, as I said, you don't often see. Now, who could that player be? We still don't know. The announcement's been made, but from what every report that I've seen so far, got no idea who it is. Although I believe it to be true that there is a player going out on loan there. Lyon reportedly want an attacking player. Now, you think of some of the options. Grealish is available on loan, but that deal just doesn't make sense. I think we'll be able to sell Grealish for more money than we've bought Cherki for. So yeah, with the wages as well and Lyon's financial problems, that is never ever going to happen. I did read earlier today that Lyon want Oscar Bobb, and it's said to be very difficult to get that deal done, which it better be. If City dare let Oscar Bobb go out on loan for next season, are they mad? Are you mad? You can't let Oscar Bobb go out on loan. Last season that just passed was supposed to be Oscar Bobb's breakthrough year. He had a brilliant pre-season, an unbelievable charity shield. He won the man of the match in the community shield. It was supposed to be a breakthrough year, and then of course he picks up that big injury that set him back for nearly the entirety of the season. He is ready. He is good enough already, in my opinion, to start for City. 100%. He's good enough to be in the first team. So let's not be loaning him out. Let's not talk about his stupidity. We better not let Oscar Bobb go out on loan. We better not. Even if Cherki's coming in and he can play a similar position, play them both. Or rotate them. You don't let Oscar Bobb go out on loan. Now, the other two that have been rumoured that probably have the biggest chance of happening is James McAtee and Claudio Echeverri. We'll talk about McAtee first. Look, I'd be surprised to see this happen a little bit, just in the sense that I feel like McAtee's sort of ready to either be staying for good and trying to break through into the first team, or move on a permanent basis, but probably the second. I feel like another loan move for McAtee. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. If anything, as a City fan who thinks that I've not got my head mind up. I've not got my mind set up on McAtee yet. I'm a bit unsure still. He's been given opportunities, but probably not as many as he's deserved or would have liked. So I don't know. I really don't know him yet. So if we can loan him out and he's still technically a City player, then it's probably good for us. But I thought he'd been leaving, and I thought it'd been on a permanent basis. There's been a lot of teams that are interested in, some Premier League clubs, some German league clubs. Bayer Leverkusen are said to have concrete interest in McAtee. So I had a feeling that he'd be leaving this summer, but on a loan deal, I'd like to see it in a sense. Like I said, we get to keep him as still a City player, and he comes back, and if he does amazing in France, then he's clearly ready. Give him some football, but if he doesn't hit it right, then we could sell him. I don't know. I really don't know with McAtee. I'd be surprised to see it. I think the one that is more likely, and the one that I suggested, as soon as I found out the news, I made a post on my Instagram saying certain suggestions that it could be. And Echeverri was one that was labelled a lot, one that I felt like probably the biggest chance of happening, just in the sense that we've already seen talk of him potentially leaving on loan, whether it's to Girona, whether it's to Como in Italy. I feel like playing Europa League football, playing in the French First League, it'd be a good move for Echeverri at this point in his career. He probably isn't ready for Premier League football right now to be, playing in some of the biggest games ever. You know what I mean? Some title decides in the Premier League, Champions League football. I don't know if he's ready for that yet. I don't know how much game time he'd get, especially with the arrival of Rayan Cherki and with hopefully more availability from Oscar Bobb. I don't know how much football he'd get. If he was to go on loan to Lyon, I think it'd be a good move for him. It's a step up from the Argentinian league where we just signed him from. He is a good player. From the few minutes we've seen of him already so far, we was introduced to him in the FA Cup final. We're seeing a bit of him in the last game of the season against Fulham. I like him, and hopefully he gets a bit of football in the Club World Cup if he is at City there for it. Whoever goes alone, I don't know if they'd be at City for the Club World Cup or they go straight to Lyon. I don't know how it works. I don't know. But I feel like Echeverri is probably the most chance of it happening. I don't know. But, of course, like I said, the announcement's been made and we still don't know, at least I don't know at this point, who's going to be going on loan. So follow me on TikTok. As soon as I find out who it'll be, as soon as it's announced, I'll be straight on there and I'll make a video discussing my thoughts and feelings on that one. So yeah, fingers crossed it's not Oscar Bobb. I'll be fuming if it's Oscar Bobb. We can't let him go on loan. I want to see a lot more football of Oscar Bobb next season. I really, really do. Can't let him go. Oscar Bobb, you're mad. No, anyway, look, let's focus back on Rayan Cherki before the end of this video. I'm buzzing with this. I'm excited. I can't wait for the Club World Cup to start. It's so weird how my feelings have changed even in a few days, because I've gone from saying that this is a hindrance to next season. It's a pain that the timing is and I stand by it, but now we're signing all these players. I just want to see them play football for City. I'm so excited to see how he gets on under Pep Guardiola. His link up with Haaland, everything. There's a lot to look forward to. For the value, for the money, you think that the dream signing that was said for City coming into this window before we signed anyone was Florian Wirtz. And City pulled out of it, reportedly pulled out anyway. You can be the judge of it, whether we just decided that, did he choose Bayern Munich or Liverpool? Will we be honest and saying it's too much money, we're going to pull out? But at the time, I was a little bit critical, saying, look, we have to go out and make a statement signing. We've got to go out Hugo Viana's era. We've got to start off with a bang. We've done it in a different way. We've signed 3 very important players to this rebuild for less than what it would have cost us to sign Florian Wirtz. And I think if you'd have offered any City fan them 3 signings or Wirtz, especially one of them being Cherki, I think majority of City fans, myself included, would have took it. Look, he's not the level of Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is one of the best players in world football. And if Liverpool do sign him, then they're going to give us a good fight, a good fight for the Premier League title next season. But I feel like with this reinforcement from City, these 3 signings, Aït-Nouri, Cherki, Reinders, we're going to do some serious business. We're going to do some serious harm to the Premier League next season. I'm telling you now, we're going to be back. I really do believe that. Am I saying that these are going to win us the Premier League title? Possibly not. Like I said, we've got to keep an eye on what Arsenal get up to. no pun intended. But as you know, see what Liverpool get up to. If they do get Wirtz, then like I said, it's going to be a challenge. But I'm happy with Cherki. I really am. There's already been like a Cherki versus Wirtz war. You know, France against Germany the other day, and then guess who came on top? Rayan Cherki, French one. But anyway, look, I'm going to leave it there. I spoke about everything I wanted to around this deal. As I said earlier in my video, go and give me a follow on my TikTok page if not already. It's Bias Man City Fan, same name in here, because any other details that come out about this deal that, you know, I've not been able to address in here that I didn't know about at the time, an example being which player goes out till on loan, I'll address it on there. Anything I want to talk about that I've not addressed in any of the signing videos that I've made, whether it's Ryan, Nori, whoever, I'll address on there. So go and give me a follow if you've not already. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the signing of Rayan Cherki in the comments. I'd imagine every City fan will be positive about this. I've seen loads of videos from rival fans as well, making videos on this signing. This seems to be the one, rather than Rangers, rather than Nori. This is the one that people are looking at going, City are back, City are back, City are back, and they mean business, because I tell you what, we absolutely are. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on Cherki in the comments. Are you happy with the deal? Thank you for watching. And yeah, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Come on, City.